Well, hello and welcome all the wonderful viewers joining in my live stream. All one of you, or two, maybe. Who knows? Oh, yep, we got one viewer. Thanks, Roger. Thanks for being here. I just thought about time I stepped up and done a little bit of hosting and chit chatting. Anyone's welcome to join in. I know that Roger, you said you got to work tomorrow. I got to work too. But appreciate you being here. It's all good. And hey, here's Paul. G'day, Paul. Thanks for being in here. Yeah, about time I got up here and started prattling on like a twat. Or maybe I've got to say it in an English accent to sound a bit like a real right Cockney little so and so. But anyway, enough of that. But, what are we going to do tonight? Well, we can just talk about me, and me. No, it's not about me. I thought I saw G pop in the background there before, but he went very quickly. He's most welcome to join in if he likes. And I hope everyone can hear me okay. Let me know if you can or you can't. I tried going through YouTube directly before, but that didn't seem to work out properly. So anyway, I just went for the old StreamYard, the free version here, like most people use. And I'm going to present. I'm just going to play around here. So I've got no windows open, only myself. I can share that. Thanks, Paul. I appreciate the feedback there. And there we go. A bit of history there. That's for you guys that don't know, I used to work at Dreamworld theme park on the Gold Coast, and they had two steam locomotives, and this is one of them here. The gentleman standing in front of it, he has passed away many years ago, but he was one of the drivers. Interesting gentleman. And that particular locomotive dates back to World War I era, back in 1917, originally built in America and exported to use on narrow gauge railway lines on the front. G'day, G. Thanks for joining in, mate. I really appreciate it. I just thought, about time I stepped up and started doing my own thing. So there's a little bit of history about me. And we got some waves in the background. That's a new feature in StreamYard for you guys. We can, in fact, we will change that. There's a couple of different ones actually. So yeah, I'll stop screen sharing. That's a photo of the backyard, and I may have talked about yeah, a bit, Paul, you sound like a Klingon from a Star Trek episode, the House of Mark. If you're into that sort of thing, G will know what I'm talking about. You other guys might. The Klingons in Star Trek Next Generation had houses, metaphorically speaking, and it was the house of whoever, and that was their name, and it carried quite the status in their community. But and of course, each house would try and, being warriors and fighters, they would challenge each other, and it was a glorious way to die if you're a Klingon, part of the Klingon Empire. If you go into battle and die, that was a glorious way to die. So yeah, getting back to this, that's the background, that's the shed, that's the forklift, and the blue marks you see on the in the background there, we're having some work done, so there's going to be quite a bit of quite a bit of work going on now. I think I might just share a video from my YouTube page. Maybe I should tune into. There's some. Oops! Oh my God! I can actually see myself. What a plonker! I don't know where I got that name from, but anyway. YouTube Studio video channel. So I'm going to grab a short video. And let's get rid of the ads. And I'm going to see now. I'm going to see if this is going to work all right, and I'd like you guys to have some. I see video file. Video file. So it won't allow me to. Okay, yep. Present slides, share screen. I wish they could change that. So I'm going to share a screen. Now this is. No, not me. Big one. Oh, there we go. That's better. And this is the volume's up. Let's see how we go. See if we got some volumes up, and away we go. And sorry, guys. That's better. Can you guys hear that all right? Or is it not coming through? Yeah, okay, no sound. What a bugger. Why aren't we getting any sound? Oh, there we go. It's muted. Any ideas, guys, on why that might be? It's crazy. I wonder if it shouldn't have anything to do with having my AirPods in, because I heard it perfectly. Cody, g'day Cody, thanks for joining in, mate. I'm just trying to do my own little thing here. Appreciate you joining, and why, Delilah? Stop anyway, I'll keep. Well, let's see. Let's see. Why can't I? Sorry, guys, just bear with me here. I sort things out. Maybe maybe. So what I might do is I'll talk about my steamroller, and I'll just find a photo. What I'm working on. Actually, hang on. What if I can? No, I don't know. We used to when we shared things on Robbo's channel, there wasn't an issue. Yeah, it might be. G. That might be a problem. I've got another video here. Let's see if I can do this. Share screen, window, that one. I don't know if anyone can hear that. Hang on. Let's go. The audio is a bit... Oh, no. Yeah, there's... And no, we're not. We're not. No, that's not working. Or is it? Hang on. No, that's not working. Bloody hell. So I can see it there. Oh, this is driving me crazy. There you go. There's a lubricator. Oh, there it is. As soon as I do that, we don't get anything. So, although that's a tiny picture, hang on. There we go. Okay. Righto. Share screen. Here we go, folks. Window, entire screen, that one. There we go. Boom, there it is. Yeah, there's lots of Prawn Hub collections, G. So that's the steamroller. That's when we brought it home. That's about 5.5 years ago. That's how I brought it home. Yeah, it's a bit of a beast. It's a fairly small one, actually. Yeah, well, at the moment it's pulled right apart, and I got bits all over the place. In fact, what I'm doing to get this as big on the screen as possible, I've got 2 screens, and I've made that a desktop picture. So what I'll do is find another picture, and so I'll just stop sharing the screen and blah, 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 blah. And we'll bring this back up now. So I've been able to find some historical documentation on it. So I'll share this one. So originally it was built in 1926. Now, the way they did things back in the day is, of course, computers weren't around, so everything was handwritten. And this is actually the order book, or the order ledger, that when they received or got orders for steamrollers, it was written in a list. And on here we can see that my engine, and I can't zoom in anymore, but the 2 red lines in between there is my steamroller, and it shows the date, the engine number, some various. Unfortunately, it's not as clear as I'd like it to be, and the type. So it's a T3 compound roller, and the agent here in Australia or in Queensland is the Queensland Machinery Company. They're in Brisbane, and yeah, so that gives a lot of information, and I was really, really stoked to see. And you can see a lot of other information below here. They had various versions in it. The ones below here were tar sprayers, so they were set up for spraying tar, not just for rolling roads. So that was really good to see and find out when I saw that. But of course, a clearer picture would be very nice. And so I'll want to stop sharing the screen again, and we'll change to something else. Let's go down the bottom here. Now, the other thing I've been able to find with righto, so I'll give you guys an idea of what my steamroller will look like once it's finished. We'll go share screen again. Entire screen, that one, there we go. So my steamroller will look like this one, this black one. That's what it'll look like when it's finished. Not much different to what you saw it when it first arrived at home. And it'll just be a nice size roller. It's fairly small. It's only about 8 ton in working order, so it's not very big compared to others. The red one beside it is a tractor. Now, essentially, these two are the same. However, it's built by a different manufacturer. Mine was built by John Fowler and Company of Leeds in the UK, and Fowlers were very proud manufacturers of their equipment. They made all sorts of farming equipment and implements and so on. And back in the day, they were like Caterpillar is today. They were all around the world. They were in places that you and I have either never been to or could probably hardly pronounce. And it's quite interesting when you look at a map of Leeds in London. A lot of these manufacturers were very close to each other. People like Hudswell Clark and Sons, Richard Garrett and Sons, Marshall and Company, Marshall, Gainsborough is, I suppose, slightly different, but a lot of these manufacturers of this equipment were all in a close proximity to each other, and they helped each other out from time to time. So that's what I'm working on in this shed. And as mentioned before, this shed's about to get a very large upgrade. And let's try and find. Now, I've got all sorts of photos here. So this next one I'll show you guys, and change wallpaper. Let's this one. We can change things around. How does that look? Doesn't quite. Yeah, it'll give you a rough idea. I've got to learn how to present things, that's for sure. So this is back in the day. Good question, Paul. Yeah, next question. I've been working on it for over 5 years. Probably, I'd say, all right, I'll maybe within 2 years. How's that? That puts it in within 2 years, maybe sooner, hopefully sooner. So this is an actual brochure or flyer, however you want to describe it, from Fowler of Leeds, and this is how they advertised their equipment. They didn't just build steamrollers; they built steam traction engines, road locomotives, and steam trucks. Steam trucks. Back in the day, steam was king. Of course, steam got superseded by the internal combustion engine. But the top one there you can just make out is another version of my steamroller. They came in all the same, practically all the same shape, but various features were added. So yeah, when things settle down here, I plan to start doing more live streams from up in the shed when I'm actually working on it. So that'll be a good thing. And you guys have been a big help with that. Learning off you guys on what to do, and it's going to be a learning curve as we go on. Let's see. Oh, there we go. That'd be a good one. Okay, I'll do that one. Which one is it going on? There it is. That'll do. That should all look good. So now, righto. So that's the steamroller way before I. Yeah, G. Thank you very much. This is where my steamroller lived. Lived in a park at a place called Allara in Queensland, west of Toowoomba, slightly west of Toowoomba. This is a photo taken back in the 90s, I believe, and it was supplied to me. You can still see it's still got its canopy on, and of course, unfortunately, when I got it, it didn't have its canopy on. It was long gone. So, and there was other parts missing off it at some stage. So I'm in the process as part of the restoration project. I'm having to do a lot of work in terms of it's a ground up restoration, and that's why it's taking as long as it. Excuse me. As long as it has, and it's been a labour of love. Been a bit frustrating at times. I've put a lot of time into it. It's taken a lot of time, but in the long run, it's going to be worth it. So the next photo, let's see how that looks. Oh yeah, that's good. So it helps when you work for an earth moving company. That's the tilt tray from work that I brought it home with, and that's how I brought it home. So it's well worth working for an earth moving company where you get to borrow things from time to time. I'm going to have to do some more research on sharing screens and videos and things like that. Here we go. That'll be a good one too. G, if you've got any tips on things now. Why won't that? Why? Oh, it's PDF. That's why. What and part of the restoration. Drawings. All right, I've got to stop. part of this trip down this with this project, I set up a Facebook page, and I probably should bring that up and show people. And that'll give you. And I'll go share screen. Share screen. Window. There we go. Just tips on any tips on video sharing and screen sharing and all that sort of stuff. If you've got any, I'll have to do some research on YouTube. In fact, I should find some and share it on here for all of us to see. This is a Facebook page I set up for the steamroller, and it has been very, very beneficial. I've reached out. I did it initially to find out, information that I didn't know. I've been involved with a group called the Queensland Steam and Vintage Machinery Society. Yeah, thanks, G. It's something I'll look into. In fact, I'll do it live on here. Actually, I'll share a screen. I can't. Well, if I can't do that, yeah. I wonder what the go is. I wonder why. Maybe it's one of those crazy Apple things or something. Anyway, getting back to it. I started this Facebook page to try and find out more information about this particular engine, and through that, I've met some very nice people all around the world in places like the UK, where road steam movement is very strong. And even a guy in South Africa reached out to me for help. Now, I haven't heard from him in a long time, so I don't know what the situation is with him. But it's been a bit of a crazy adventure, a bit of an incredible adventure. I've not only given help, but I've received help from people as well, because at the moment there's a young guy down in Melbourne, Victoria, and he's actually restoring a steamroller the same as mine. In fact, the serial numbers, like most engines and manufacturers of vehicles and so on, have a serial number. And this particular one that I've got is 16930. Now, he has virtually the matching engine, which is 16933. So in terms of when they were built, they were virtually built side by side. And his one worked in Sydney, and mine worked in Queensland. So that's pretty canny. Him and I have worked together and helped each other out. I've got parts made and sent them down to him. He's got parts made and sent them up to me. So it's really been beneficial. We've helped each other out. And let's go back here in time. I'll bring up a photo. So here's another photo of my steamroller. This is much later. This is in 2000. It's now, the steamroller is now on a concrete pad and still sitting out in the open. It's sat out in the open for 50 years. So I'm having to deal with a bit of deterioration and wastage from 50 years. Now, once again, during this process, I have had the help of work, and I get to bring things home like this wheel loader. Not only do I borrow the tilt tray, but the wheel loader. There's another view of my forklift in the backyard. The wheel loader was used to help me turn the boiler over for some work we had to do, and it cost me nothing. It was just my time, and I drove the loader on the road from the worksite with a few stairs, of course. But anyway, that's what you do. So once again, my work has its advantages of being able to borrow equipment, and I've been lucky enough to have people like my father come and help me. My wife has helped me a hell of a lot. I couldn't have done half the things without her. Is one of the blokes that he no longer works at this company because they've had a change, but he's been very helpful, doing some sandblasting for me of some parts, and it just goes on and on. This is, although I'm doing the majority of work, I've had a lot of help from people doing just small things like that. So this photo here was taken, I believe, back in 1970s or something like that. Don't know who that person is standing in front of it, but you can see that it was very much complete, or I can see that anyway, because actually we can zoom in here. When I got the roller, there's parts like this here that were missing, and the gears and various other bits and pieces, they were all missing when I got it. So I've still got a lot of parts to make, and it's disappointing that this sort of stuff was missing off it, but this is what happens to things like this that are left in parks. They get borrowed from time to time on a permanent basis. Here we go. Here's a photo of my wife helping me out using the wire brush on the angle grinder. I turned around one day and this is inside the shed, and here's a butcher bird standing on the or sitting on the edge of the boiler, hoping to get a free feed. So you get little surprises like that from time to time. It certainly has been, like I said, it really has been an interesting journey of, through the restoration process, finding out like when they made parts, for instance, like this part here, this is a bearing cap. They stamped the engine number on it, 16930. In fact, I've found a lot of stamps on it. So the craftsmen back in the day, or the tradesmen back in the day, took a lot of pride in their work, and it's almost impossible to, when I go to put this thing back together, I've taken a lot of detailed photos, but it's almost impossible not to get it right. So from time to time, here at home, we have some issues with flooding, and you can see here in this photo we've got water in the shed, and there's a better view. There's the forklift, in front of the shed, and give you an indication. We had a lot of rain then. This is going back a couple of, I think 12 months ago or something. February 22. So almost 12 months ago. And we do expect that. We do. This was only temporary. It got away pretty quick. Plus, I've got a pump and pumped it out. So they're the challenges in life that we all face. It was nothing major. So yeah, it's just one of those things. You just got to keep at it. It gets a bit frustrating at times, but the one thing I have got is a good support network, and I must once again um, thank my wife. She's been very supportive, and I've got a good group of friends now. This one here is actually what they call a road locomotive, made by the same manufacturer, John Fowler and Company of Leeds. Built just a little bit before mine. This is 1925, this one. Either way, it's around the same era, and it's much larger and was built to do a totally different job. But this one worked here all its life in the Toowoomba district, so very much close to where my steamroller worked. And so yeah, it's just a labour, almost a labour of love. And we'll go back even further. The club I'm involved with, here we go, here's me. Look at this plonker. I don't know what he's doing. He looks like he knows what he's doing, but he doesn't. Yeah. So that's me. This is the club I belong to, the Queensland Steam and Vintage Machinery Society. And this steamroller here is very similar to mine. However, it was built by Aveling and Porter of Rochester, another UK manufacturer. These particular ones were known for being like the bums of society, sort of like arseholes. Everyone had one, so to speak. And these were the thanks, Paul. These were the cheap versions of the steamrollers. Now, this one, for those people living in Brisbane, or if you've ever been to New Farm Park, this steamroller sat in New. What happened with a lot of these steam engines and vehicles, after their working life, they are put into parks for kids to play on. And then, of course, society moves on and realises that, suddenly they're unsafe for the kids to play on, like swings and other things that we used to do crazy things on. So this, like I said, this has been a labour of love, and also an interesting historical research project. I've come across documentation, like this is a book that Fowler produced for their road making machinery. The idea was to make these things and get them out, and sell like all other manufacturers. Let's go through here. This is another one. In these books, this is a catalogue, and this is what companies like Leeds and others did at the time to show their wares, or this is a reproduction. This is not a genuine one, unfortunately. Even though it says traction engines on the front, it does show my particular steamroller in there, or my style of steamroller in there. And as you can see, John Fowler and Company of Leeds Limited engineers the steam plough works. They're very proud, of who they were and where they were. And over the years, let's see here, see if we can find some interesting information that this is outside the our museum shed down at Old Petrie Town. Some of you may have seen the live videos I did a while back. This is a Marshall and Sons, and this here is a portable steam engine made by Roby. So here in Australia, we were very much influenced by United Kingdom in the early days because the connection to the colonies, and we are the penal colony. This one here. So this is my steamroller. However, the only difference is, and I'll zoom in here and I'll explain this. This can be turned into. It says on the side there, Fowler's Patent Quick Change Roller. So this could be converted into a tractor. So you would take these wheels off and fold this back and put your tractor wheels on, and away you go. Now, Fowler's quoted in their literature that this can be done within a very short period of time, as in like an hour or something like that. So it was all about versatility and all that sort of stuff. So it's like I said, it's been an interesting road to travel on this. Yeah, let's see if I can find. Where is it? Bear with me, folks. Oh my gosh. Here's a photo. Righto. This one here, that's my steamroller. Now, this was taken back in 1960s, roughly about 1961. And that's it parked up. You can see it's been parked there for a while. And this was out of use by this stage. However, it's still got everything. You can virtually put a fire in it and drive it away. All the good bits are still there. Toolbox and all that sort of stuff. So I was very happy the day this photo came across, and that happened down at the club at Old Petrie Town. A guy came in, gave us a bunch of photos, and in with the photos was this one here. So I was very happy to see that. Now, I haven't, for the record, I haven't seen any other photos of my roller. No photos of it in working condition or anything like that. It would be nice. It would be nice to find that. I'm sure they're out there somewhere. Oh, hopefully you didn't hear that, but anyway. So back when, and over the years, things have changed. The amount of stuff and equipment I've got, the bits and pieces I've acquired, information. It's certainly been a wonderful, I won't say wonderful, it's certainly been a challenging project to take on, that's for sure. When I first got it, of course, I didn't realise what was involved. I thought I'd have this up and running in no time, but the more I dug into it, the more I realised that that wasn't the case. I did now. I did find another one. We actually went to. This is at the Rockhampton Historical Village Rockhampton in central Queensland. This steamroller is exactly the same as mine, just a little bit slightly different in a couple of ways, not much. This one's more complete, and we, not long after we got the roller, we went and did a trip, or maybe it was before we got it. No, I think it was after. That's home. So that's probably the best one to show. So the one thing I have found with this steamroller is most of the original drawings are available, or copies of those original drawings. And this is a general arrangement drawing. It gives you the basic details and overall dimensions of what it should look like, the height and width and all that sort of stuff. This is a side view, so there's all valuable information on here to look at. And this is the sort of stuff that you find when you go digging into historical, things like this, or try and find historical documents. It's surprising what's still around. And that's it. Oh my God. Some of you blokes might know who that is. Don't know if you know that bloke or not. So anyway, that's all about my steamroller, and I've prattled on for almost an hour. I don't know how I've done it. Maybe I need someone to come and join me on the live stream just to, get me through, because I'm struggling so much. Not. I am interested, though, in this, why we're not getting audio through. I think I need to look at YouTube. I wonder if it's in the settings somewhere. So seeing this as a test, and there's only 2 of you watching now, I think. Yeah, we're down to 2. Oh, Roger's dropped off. He said he wasn't going to be on there. And, oh, my God, look at this. We've got a special guest in the backstage, and we're going to go say hello to this bloke here. Hello, G.
Hello.
Thanks for joining me. It's so long since we've talked.
It's been forever. Probably not even 24 hours, but...
Oh, yeah. All we need now is for Paul to come up and join us. That'd be good, wouldn't it?
Yeah, you should bring his Turkish delight with him.
Oh, yeah, wouldn't that be fantastic? We all like Turkish delights here.
I saw that you was struggling so badly to get over the hour. I thought I'd better come and give you a hand, but no, you've done very well, and you put a certain someone who'd done 200 episodes to shame. He bloody couldn't do a stream by himself to save his life.
Well, anyway. I appreciate the confidence, G, and I yeah, that's right, Paul. Turkish delight. Actually, I should highlight that. Look at that. Turkish delight. Yes.
Yeah. You have the power now.
Yes, I do. I actually tried doing. I thought, I'll go live on YouTube. I'll do it through YouTube, and I tried doing it through Safari, and it wouldn't do it because it doesn't. Safari, they won't. It's part of the restrictions that Apple have gone on, that they don't, let other third parties in and so on. And then I thought, right, I'll do it through Chrome. But when you do it through YouTube, because I wanted to see the difference between, say, StreamYard and what's in the private chat? Waves. That's how much. That's how much attention I was paying. So I
Yeah.
wanted to see the difference between YouTube's live streaming and StreamYard's live streaming. But they
Yeah.
wanted to they wanted you to download some sort of software so they could do it. And the first one, I actually did go live, and nothing happened because nothing was coming through on the camera or anything like that. And so it just, I cancelled it, and then I thought, oh, I'll just go through StreamYard and do the free thing and
Yeah.
go from there. So, but as you can see, StreamYard has added these wavy things in the background.
Yeah, I did notice they give a couple of different backgrounds, did they?
That's a new feature. What is?
Oh yeah, because they actually
Oh, there we
move a
go.
little bit.
Yeah. So you can't see it now because I've zoomed in, but I'll zoom back out again. And I think, is it in banners? No, it's in brand. So you got
Okay.
the standard. You got the standard StreamYard overlay, of course, and that gets removed when you start paying. But we can do. You can add background, so that's Bubbles. Bubbles dark,
Okay.
which I think the blue. That's the blue waves. That looks a bit. And if you add, ooh, video's new. Oh, okay, righto. Well, they're all. We can go. Oh no, there we can go. We can go pink. There's a whole bunch of
Oh,
them in there. Yeah. So
right.
I'd like to go pink. Pink waves. Videos. What's that one? There we go. Oh, that's. I think pink waves is little. There's a few others, but anyway. Oh, green. Actually, green's good. I like green. Green waves. Look,
Yeah,
there we go.
I haven't painted for at least a week, maybe going on two, and I've still got some of the paint's dried up a bit, but some of this, like
Right.
this one here, is still quite moist and stuff. So this is a wet palette. What I will do though is has this little sort of magnet part to keep the. It's basically like parchment paper or baking paper because,
Mm,
and you have one of them. You have a sheet. So what I'll
yep.
do is throw on a little bit of this or water to keep it hydrated.
Mm.
So you put it on
Do you
there,
put
and it sort
anything?
of soaks into that spongy type material,
Yep. And that's
and
what you
then the
use
water
for doing your
for
Warhammer?
a palette. Yeah, so it's a wet palette. So then
Mm,
the paper, so then the paper that's on top of the sponge, it obviously it absorbs some of this water I just put on, so it keeps it sort of moist under there. But then you've got obviously that layer in between the paint and in between the water.
yeah, Cody. We're
Yeah,
only down to one person. So G's dropped off and joined me on the live stream. So it's probably only Paul, or maybe Paul's gone and you're the only one watching.
uh,
So
yeah. They saw me join and everyone left. But yeah, you was talking about hobby and stuff. I thought I might have a bit of an excuse to paint and
yeah,
listen, and
yeah,
so
yeah,
you
man.
can carry on
That's what
doing
it's.
what you carry on doing what you do because yeah, you was doing a great job. But I
Yeah,
thought I'd
well,
jump on, have a bit of a chat just in case, and
yeah,
maybe do
no. I
some
appreciate
miniatures.
you. Appreciate you joining. I'm
And
like I said, I know I've mentioned it a few times, and I thought, bugger it, I'm just going to go live tonight. I don't care who
yeah,
who joins, who doesn't, and just have a play, and that's what it's all about, you know.
yeah, exactly. And as I said, I mean, I'm not even just blowing smoke. You've done a great job, and I guess because you've done it before, but you've done a great job at just doing it yourself. But I was
Yeah,
watching on the old TV behind here. That's a little bit delayed now because I paused it.
Yeah.
But I was watching there.
Oh,
And,
cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, when yeah, you're right. I've done it a few times with, with old mate that we all used to jump on with, and I've been on with you several times, and I quite enjoy it. And it's one thing. Talking about my steamroller tonight is what I've learned as I've done this restoration project, and that's why I suppose I can talk confidently about it. Is because we've been, we've done however many live streams either with each other or on other people's, and you just get you get used to it.
Just
You
talking
get used.
to a camera.
Yeah. And Paul's here, so we got back to two. So we've got Paul and Cody. Woohoo! Cody, add Paul, mate, probably on social media or something like that. So I do enjoy talking about our interests, regardless of whether, like I said, I've heard about Warhammer. I've seen it when I've gone to Supernova. However, I haven't delved into it or anything like that. And if that's something you enjoy, then albeit, and this is something I enjoy. I've been involved with steam locomotives since I was a kid. Involved with a rowing museum.
I was enjoying listening to you talk about it for sure.
So I definitely want to do more of this because, well, number one, we've got the equipment. We've got it. Many years ago, I was watching a guy talk. Well, actually, he's still on. He runs a successful company in America. He's been a reporter for technology, and what's he call himself? His name is Leo Laporte. He runs Twit, not Twitch. He runs Twit. This week in tech, he covers. He's just worked with technology all his life, and whenever Apple or Samsung or whoever brings out a product, he's always reporting on it. He's got a good YouTube channel. He's got some good guys, and they have a show about Apple products or Apple in general once a week. They also cover Samsung and Microsoft. So whatever platform you use, they talk about it. And he's a technologist. He's a technology reporter, and he's just got a good following. He does a radio show and things like that. And somebody he had this question one day from somebody who said, what do I, and this is at least 5 years ago or something like this, and the question was, what do I need to broadcast myself? And this is when blogging and vlogging was just really starting in its infancy, so to speak. And he said, and he just said straight out, he said, well, you've already got everything. If you've got a computer, you can start doing it right now. And like I said, this was way before like it is now with StreamYard and YouTube Live and Facebook Live and Twitch and every other platform you can name. And and he was right.
Easy now for us.
Yeah, well, and to reiterate his point, we've got the technology. We've all got a smartphone. Our smartphones are capable of doing a broadcast with what's in our pocket, what's in our hand. 10 years ago, we couldn't do that.
And it's got the processors, it's got the decent cameras and all that sort of stuff to just
Yeah,
and then if you really enjoy it and you want to put more money into it, that's up to you.
yeah. Well, you have a look at you know that Think Media Mob. They show you how to do things. There's other people who do the same sort of thing, and
Yeah,
you can go as simple like we are. It's just I'm just using what we've got here, a computer, and set of headphones, a microphone. It's all built in, and away you go. If you want to go further with it, you could get one of those Rodecaster Pros or Rodecaster setups with the boom microphone that some people have. You can have extra lighting, all that sort of stuff. I mean, I've got lighting here. I can open up a light, and there's no end to how far you want to go.
yeah. So I'm just painting if it would focus.
Yep.
The horns on this. So if you can see the sort of cream lines, I'm just adding them now just to give the impression that it has texture to these horns.
Other way around. Just bring that back up again. There we go. For the audience. Yep. Yeah, right.
Yeah, I don't have all my lighting on. Normally have
Yeah.
more,
No, that's all right.
yeah,
That's all
yeah.
right.
The two horns on each side. I've put a dark brown over it, so now I'm just using like a sort of bone color, and then I just kind of sketch it out a little bit, and then I just keep adding to it to give it opacity and like bring it, like normally if you do a couple of lines, the paint's fairly transparent, so you're going to see the under color come through.
Mm.
So you do it kind of a few times to build that color on top. But yeah.
Now, are you doing that just for yourself, or is this commissioned work you're doing for someone?
No, yeah, I'd like, yeah. This is just for me, and I do share it on social media and stuff like that. But I would love to do commissions, but a lot of people seem to think when it comes to art that, you would do it for almost free for them. I've always found when it comes to art, but it's like the amount of hours that go into this stuff. If that's a regular job, someone's getting, anywhere from $25 to $40 an hour or
Yep.
whatever, and
Yep.
depending on the job. If I'm putting, maybe 30 hours or whatever into a miniature, then people don't really want to pay for that. And I have
Yep.
had people ask me to do commissions, but then a lot of times I don't chase them. I don't chase them down and sort of keep on asking them. I'll just say, yeah, sure. And a lot of people don't get back to me.
Mm.
But yeah, they have different. If people want to play the tabletop game, they have different standards as well. They have tabletop standard where it's kind of fairly basic, but then obviously depending on how good of a painter you are, that even a basic paint scheme could be quite nice. But then they have what they call display pieces, which are
Yep.
probably more paint towards that level. And
Mm.
then you have like competition standard level where it's even more hours, and some people might paint like a miniature this size or a bit bigger, and they might take almost all year to do it.
Yep.
Like
Yep.
just slowly. A lot of times they might do other projects in between, but they just like these bigger competitions where they want to get their name out there, they can win trophies and all this sort of stuff. Yeah, they could.
Mm. Mm.
And they also call this customization, kit bashing, or converting,
Yep. Yep.
where you could take a couple of kits you could like add, so you can kind of especially with the plastic stuff, it's quite easy to chop bits off and add bits. So
Mm.
yeah, some people will customize it to look a certain way. It's like this guy's base that I've done, I've just added loads of little skulls and
Yep.
all little bits around it.
Mm.
So I've decorated the
Yep.
base. Some bases do come with stuff on it. but a lot of times the bases are just like a disc, like a I don't know if I've got one around, but yeah, just like a flat disc. No, that's what he's on. But then you add like textures on top, like sand and rocks and stuff like that. So
Yeah.
some people go all out with the bass and all that stuff. So
Mm.
yeah,
Kit bashing is a familiar term to me because back in the day, I was into model railways, and
yeah,
you were very limited to um, what you could do. There was the popular ones like the American locomotives or say the British locomotives, and the Australian side of things wasn't represented that much. It's a different story today, but kit bashing was a way of turning a particular model into
yeah,
something else that represented
yeah,
your particular interest. And you know, kit bashing that can be done with a lot of things. To make something completely different to what the original kit was.
yeah, exactly. So those sort of terms, which I do like to do as well, even if it's just, I guess, for an example, this little goblin riding, they call them squigs, but I put a
Mm,
different head on it. I put a
yeah.
different head than the one that it comes with, and sometimes you might have to. They use Milliput or a type of putty to sometimes fill gaps, but also they call something as well sprue goo. Well, I don't know if it's around here somewhere. My desk is a mess at the moment, but
Mm,
yeah, you basically get the plastic cement, and you put some of the sprue that the model is attached to, which is plastic. You put it in there, and then it melts into the glue, and it becomes like a bit of a paste. And say if you put like an arm or a head on it, you can fill that gap with a bit of this sprue goo. And because it's because it's mixed with the glue, but it's also got plastic elements into it. It sort of like works quite well with the plastic. Like you can put it on, and then you could even like shave it down and stuff like that.
mm,
But
mm,
yeah, I do have a couple of videos on my hobby channel with Sprue Goo, one how to make it, and I
yeah.
had one to fill gaps in certain models.
Mm.
So
Have
just to
you have you ventured into the 3D modeling at all?
no, I haven't. Even when it comes to art, I'm more of like, pencil and stuff kind of artist.
Mm,
Not necessarily, I haven't really ever got into like the digital side, where you use like tablets and stuff like that. But I
mm,
mean, I would always love to do it, but it's just time and money, like all stuff. But I wouldn't mind trying to learn to sculpt, but I would feel like I might prefer, even though it's very old school now, but I might prefer to use, like modeling putty and like
yeah.
use tools to like
Mm.
sculpt and make stuff.
Yeah. Sorry. I
Yeah,
meant 3D printing. Have you ventured into
no,
that?
I've like, no, I haven't. I don't have a 3D printer. A lot of people do
Mm,
get into that. I mean, it's becoming a huge part of this hobby now, and
yeah.
obviously other hobbies. You can 3D print like all sorts of crazy stuff these days. So if you had time and effort, probably could do it. 3D print a house or whatever. Like it's just that crazy, and it's just the 3D printers are becoming more and more clean, and a lot of, there's a lot of different ones from basic ones to advanced. But yeah, a lot of people get into that because the hobby can be quite expensive, so they can just 3D print their own stuff. And a lot of times you can just set it up, leave it to print, and then go and do other stuff while it's just printing out armies, models, or whatever. It becomes, I feel like, I've already got plenty to do. It's a kind of a hobby in itself in a way.
Yeah.
Like a lot of people, they get so into it that it becomes a hobby in a way, just printing stuff. And I've already got, they call it pile of shame or pile of grey, because a lot of this is grey plastic. And, like a lot of people in this hobby have way more than they could. Some people even have way more than they could even probably paint and build in a lifetime, because they just
Mm,
keep them buying boxes, put them in the wardrobe, or just put them in a shed or whatever, and it just gets to the point where, and then a new shiny model comes out and everyone wants that, and yeah, it just becomes they call it like pile of shame, and sort of everyone laughs a bit about it.
Oh, don't worry, we've all got that. I saw a post
Yeah.
from Adam Savage. I think it was yesterday. He was printing. I think it was this particular helmet for
Oh right, yeah,
maybe he's doing cosplay or something like that, and it went wrong. And obviously, something like that would take like 24 hours or more to print. And the photo he
yeah,
showed, which I thought I could find it just as a quick Google search, but it showed how it all went wrong. The base started out fine, but when it sort of got up to halfway, it was just like strings of plastic or filler,
yeah.
going everywhere. It was quite funny to see, actually.
There's also you need supports when, say, he's probably done that in bits, that helmet, or unless he's got a big enough machine to kind of do it all. Yeah, like you said, it's kind of plastic resin that's very thin. Like the machine's almost like like a sewing kit almost, or or when you're sewing, you know, with yarn or whatever together, it's kind of like that you're building up. But yeah, it's pretty crazy. And then they need supports as well. So you have like supports to hold up. Obviously, normally it builds the supports and then it starts building the structure of the actual miniature or product that you're sort of trying to build.
Here it is.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
found it on his Instagram feed. I found it quite hilarious, actually, or quite interesting. So you can see there how wrong it's gone.
oh yeah, all the just yeah, it's sort of yeah, just gone crazy. And that's I guess
Yeah.
like because I have done sewing in school back in the day. And sometimes those machines can go off and like you get all this stuff going everywhere and stuff if it's, if you're
Mm.
not paying attention or
Yeah. It's certainly. Here we go. That was audio problems on StreamYard. Hey, Cody, I think you've been talking to Roger a fair bit. we're all look. We're all legends here.
they're all turning into Roger.
Oh no, I appreciate it, Cody. I really do. Yeah, yeah. It's one of those things. Do you get into it? Don't you get into it? That sort of thing. Like
Yeah.
I've got
But when
an
it comes
between.
to
I was just going to say between working a day job because my job we work a 10-hour day, so I start at 6:30 and finish at 4:30.
yeah, that's full on.
And so I'm up at 5 o'clock in the morning, and I'll get home at like 4:45 or maybe 5. So then it's like because I'm covered in crap from work, I get in, have a shower, then it's cook dinner, and
Yeah.
then I might spend an hour and a half up the shed doing something on the roller, and I got to be cognizant of what I do up the shed because I've got neighbours and I can't make a lot of noise. So if I got to do grinding and things like that, that's all done during the day, sort of thing. So that sort of stuff has
Yeah.
to wait till the weekend. Mind you, in saying that, I have done grinding, in the evening, that sort of thing. So, and that's the other thing. That's why it's taken me so long because, well, for one, I don't know whether you know, but what was it? Almost 12 months? No, almost in June will be 2 years. So 18 months ago, I broke my right ankle. So I was sitting on my backside for 3.5 months doing
I
nothing,
do
and that's
remember you said that you couldn't like, if you was into streaming at that time it would have gave you stuff to do.
yeah. And I wish, it just it never occurred to me. Yet I was watching people doing it, and I never
Yeah.
got into it. It was only after. So yeah, it's funny how things work out. oh, look, we got 3 people watching us now. Wow. G'day, 3 people. Thanks for joining in. I always wonder, and this is part of the thing, it's probably the way I've got it set up, you know, how open are we, how visible are we to other live streams? Because if you click on live, there's always, you've got those channels that that just repeat the same thing over and over again. Like there's you know, there's a bunch of webcams you can get into, and all that sort of stuff. You know, I like watching. There's one called Rail Cowgirl, and it's a front end view from a railway in Sweden or Norway or somewhere like that, and then you can go over to Hong Kong and watch the trams in the city, and you know, so yeah, I suppose it's all about building your audience and putting in hashtags and keys and all that sort of stuff. But you know, for just general stuff like this, that, like anything, the more you do it, the more you work at it, the better you're going to get. You know, the ins and outs and all that sort of stuff. So, like everything, it's a learning.
Yeah, I want to move my streams, but I want to start building up my hobby channel a bit, and I feel like if I can try to dedicate at least one day a week to, you know, an hour or two, just doing a bit of hobby and just engage with that audience.
Yeah,
good.
And that's the way to do it. Are you involved in any clubs or anything like that?
I'm not, but there are a lot of hobby shops that run, or you know, some you can just go in and, you know, like you can just use their space. Some you kind of have to maybe give a bit of a donation to use their space. In the actual Warhammer shop, you can really, I've never done it, but you can just, you know, rock up with your stuff and either have a game or a painting session. I'm just more involved in online communities. Like there's another YouTube channel, Frost and Fists, that I have streamed with a few times, and sometimes I've filled in like a co-host spot when you know, one of the guys has been busy. He works in IT, so sometimes he gets called in to, you know, sort of for work or whatever. I run a Discord community and a few Facebook communities where I sort of, because just before I jumped on, or probably even before you streamed, because I sort of tried to rotate me doing Funkin' Hungry and hobby and all that, I just sometimes I went onto a couple of groups that I sort of am a part of, that I either own or help admin, and just said, you know, what are you working on at the moment? Share some pictures and stuff. You know, just sometimes I get a neglect that stuff a little bit. So, excuse me. So it's like, you know, it's just a nice way for people to feel like they're a part of the community, that I am interested in seeing, you know, what they're working on. It could, you know, as I said, some people do sort of kit bashing where they're creating. Some people could be just rushing to do an army to get it on the tabletop because they're more interested in playing. And then some people, you know, just do these beautiful paint jobs where it's like, you know, should be in an art museum because they're just like full of life and full of color and all that sort of stuff. So yeah, I guess it's similar to, you know, your hobby and you being a part of. You said you're a part of a club, but then there would be, you know, online stuff that you could share or talk to like-minded people.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, a friend of mine said that too. I thought, Bussy the vampires. Yeah. One thing, that's what I was going to do. Like for instance, I know there's a lot of people that watch me or watch what I do from the UK, There's quite a few
Yeah.
people here in Australia too that watch what I do. And when I first started the Facebook page, I was taking photos and posting, and um, I have done a live stream on the Facebook page for the roller, and I've got I went crazy a while back, and I brought a HDMI switcher because I had dreams of setting up various cameras and various angles, and being able to
Yeah.
switch between the cameras. And I think I still want to do that. And so the only problem is with the way the things are up the shed at the moment. If I try and do anything from the shed, I just can't do it on the computer because the signal strength isn't strong enough, even though it tells me it's got full signal. And that's why if I do stream from the shed, I do it from my phone using the 5G network. But with all this
Yeah.
work we're going to have going on, I'm going to bite the bullet, and because we're probably going to run a cable. Well, we'll run a cable to the wife's new shed, and we might as well go that bit extra and run a solid cable up to my shed, and that way it'll be much better, and I may even. The only thing there's nothing really holding me back using the computer up the shed. The only thing is it's software limited because it's an old Mac. It's like 10 or 12 years old now, and a while back, about 6 months ago, no, maybe less than that, I put in more RAM and put in an SSD, and man, for an old computer, that thing flies. It's fast. You see, it's a 2011 iMac, and to me, it's too good to throw away because it still shows an absolute brilliant picture, incredible picture.
Yeah.
It's just an older version of what I'm working on now, and that's what I like about the iMacs is the 27-inch screen. They're just brilliant. They really are good, nice screen real estate. Just fantastic to work with, and so I could still use it for broadcasting. I just using Google Chrome as the browser to do the webcasting from. So I might have to buy a newer Mac, and some of those are going pretty cheap actually. When you look at Facebook Marketplace, they range in price, but for a small investment at a few $100s, there's no reason why I can't put another Mac in there and use it. So, but it's all subject to change, and what I think I want to do and what I actually do is three totally different things altogether.
Yeah, and you might get a taste for it if you start streaming more. It might, because I would love to have a setup, and I have done it once where I had this on and like me speaking, and then I tried to, but yeah, I'm just not, I guess, the best with technology, and there was just a few errors.
Yeah.
But then I know other people do it, so I guess I could ask them, just for advice to basically paint on stream and then have a camera set up so that I can. And that's why I did buy this webcam, but for some reason it's just. And I did have someone else that is good with computers look at it, and
Mm.
both of us could get this webcam to work, but you kind of have to uninstall it, install it, maybe upgrade the drivers, and just a lot of time. And then like it just goes back, and then the next day, or when you shut down the computer and turn it back on, it just goes back to it, just disables the audio. So I probably
Yeah.
need
Okay.
to take it in and get it looked at. Maybe, someone has more knowledge can kind of try to tell me what's actually happening, see if
Yeah.
they can fix it. But
Uh,
so that's
What
why I'm
what
just using the
you using a
brand, is it?
Windows machine? Yeah. Well, you're using Windows machine, are you? Or
Yeah, so it's a Nitro 5, a Windows, and then the camera was Logitech.
Mm.
and
So
I just have
that's
to use
strange
the
because I think I looked at various webcams, and Logitech was sort of one of the ones that people or seem to be relatively cost effective. You know,
yeah. I mean, there's nothing wrong with the actual webcam. It's just, and it was working fine for ages, and yeah, just it started stuffing up, and I know that the webcam is fine.
because usually,
Yeah, it's
usually
just
something
something to do with
something like
settings.
that is a secondary device, or it's just a webcam, and all it does is display an image. You know, and so it
Yeah,
shouldn't be that hard. So I know you've talked about that before, and the other thing is too. I've got an old DSLR, a Canon DSLR, and
yeah,
an old video camera. So they've got HDMI outputs, so they can be used as webcams as well. So my thinking is that I could set those up. Like I got the cabling for it and all that sort of stuff. I could put it into this HDMI switcher and then feed it into um, the StreamYard. But then you got to go into settings and go to camera and change the camera. So I've just changed cameras now. I'm using the camera on the second display, but as you can
yeah.
see, it's having difficulty because it's an older camera. If I take the virtual background off, it'd be better, which I might do. I'll just do that. Virtual background. I'll go none, and you can see the difference. You know, this
Yeah,
second
definitely.
screen, even though it's a 27-inch, it's got an older camera in it. I mean, it works. It's fine, but
Yeah,
the difference between the newer one, is absolutely incredible. And there's probably no reason why I couldn't go in and change that, but you just don't. It's not worth it. Um,
yeah, and I'm sure I'll get around to it, but I guess it kind of put me off. I had someone else look. He builds computers, and I gave him access to the computer because he doesn't live near me.
mm,
He looked around, spent a lot of time, and yeah, we thought we fixed it, and I even done it before I spoke to him and thought I fixed it, and yeah, it just keeps on stuffing up. So
mm,
probably we'll need to pay and bring, I guess, the webcam and the laptop to someone, ask them to have a look at it and see if they can find out what's causing it and all that stuff. But it has put me off a bit. But I was,
yeah,
uh,
I, under,
I
I
did get that
understand, and
webcams. Yeah, because one of the plans was to do Funk in Hungary. I kind of ended up doing that, but I, like you asked and we've discussed, I would love just to, do these live streams, but just paint as well, so I can have a chat
mm,
and just have a camera that's on the miniatures as well, so you
mm,
can kind of see what I'm doing. And my last painting
that
video it's creeping up to about 7,000 views, and it's about a half an hour video.
yeah,
So it's still sort of low numbers compared to other people, but I just feel like if I kept on doing it, it just takes ages to edit painting videos. So if I'm doing it live, it's just a cheeky way of getting out of editing it. So I could
yeah,
almost do it in parts.
yeah,
I could do like the base coats, or just I can say I'm painting skin or I'm painting this, and I
yeah,
can just do how many live streams it takes for me to finish painting it, and then people can engage and ask me questions in real time. They can
yeah.
sort of watch, or I can even try. They can join in and stuff like that. So,
Mm.
and
That's
hopefully one day I'll get there. But we'll see.
Yeah, that's the sort of thing I had in mind, especially when I start putting this steamroller back together. is that I'll have the cameras rolling when I'm putting things back together, and I can engage with the audience and or just talk about the process I'm going about. And that's the other reason why I set up the Facebook page for the Steamroller, is to show people what I'm doing. And if somebody gets something out of it, all well and good. You know, because there's a couple of people out there that do show a bit of stuff on working on Steam, you know, Steam road vehicles, but nothing really major. It's a bit like there's a few people out there doing, you know, videos on car restoration or bike restoration. I want to do that same thing, but just do it with my Steamroller. And I suppose I just got to sit down and do it. You know, it's not like I can't do it, but it's being on with you guys has certainly given me the confidence on how to do it. And I suppose the important thing is, like, if you had the two things, you know, we can do this sort of thing. You know, you can have your painting, you know, focused on your painting, and you in the background or on the smaller, and they can still see you, which is good. But the main thing you want them to focus on is what you're doing. And you know, I'll learn how to work this one day. Oh no, I'm back again. Don't worry.
No, that's it. And just it would be really good, but I guess it just kind of disheartened me a little bit. But
I
can need to call around and ask people that, you know, repair laptops or whatever, if they may know what the issue is and how much it might cost.
Have you looked at Logitech's website to see if there's any troubleshooting, or YouTube?
I did look, and I did look at watch YouTube videos, so I was kind of, you know, using them as a bit of a walkthrough to get stuff. And maybe I'll have another look now. I've had a bit of a break from it, but you know, when you keep on watching different videos and troubleshooting it, as I said, I did get it to work, and then it just, the little audio icon at the bottom, this might be a bit different for your laptop or your computer, but the little audio icon, as soon as I plug it in, it just sort of like has a cross or whatever through it. And just, I can't fault Logitech, because they ended up sending me another one because they thought it was faulty, and even the same thing happened to that one. But I kind of knew it wasn't I knew it wasn't really wrong, like nothing wrong with the device. But
well, if you want some help on it, you know, I'm happy to help you. That's for sure. The only other thing, thinking about it now, is you know, the recommendation to make sure your software is up to date and all that sort of stuff. You know, the basic stuff. And you know, just it shouldn't be that hard. It really shouldn't, because all these devices are, you know, plug and play, so to speak.
pretty much.
Pretty much. But I might, while you're doing that, I might just see if I can find out why. I'm just going to play this video, and just tell me if you can hear this. Can you hear that?
I thought I heard something, but then it just went.
All right. I'm going to take these out. Maybe it's got something to do with the AirPods. Right. Can you hear me all right?
Yeah.
Right. Okay. So if I play this
to it and doing his own reaction,
I can hear that. I can hear that way more than I could before.
So maybe it's okay. So I'll share that and we'll see if I'll play this and see if
the audio from him was working.
Yeah, it's working.
So it's got to do with the AirPods.
Yeah.
Okay. So I wonder if it's the same. I wonder if we got the same problem with the headphones. I'll try that. So let me go to my banners. Here's my banner. Look, let's see. Time to talk about nothing. And then there's this one. This is just a test stream. Righto. So you can hear me all right, can you?
I can.
Right.
Yep.
Okay. So I'll play this video and just see if we've got the same problem.
Yeah, it's gone now.
All right. So as soon as I put any sort of Bluetooth device on, it seems to cut the audio out. You understand what I'm saying, G?
Yeah.
Like I can hear you perfectly. So I'll take these off and I'll play this video and we'll see what this guy's got to say. Right, so we're back to no Bluetooth devices. It's just the microphone on the iMac and the speakers for sound. So I'll play this video and
didn't hear what the video was saying, and
I
he
can
went
hear it still. Yeah.
and the audio was off. So in today's video, I want to share the fix to this, how you can actually make sure your audio is good, and if you're doing a reaction video or you're sharing some kind of system sound, that is also sharing in your StreamYard platform. So I'm going to show my screen real quick. So this was the video he was playing, and he wanted to have his audience listen to this video and then even give his reaction. So in StreamYard, here's the fix. So first of all, you need to create a broadcast. So we're going to create a new broadcast, and I'm just going to send it to one of my profiles for right now. And then we're just going to do test, and create broadcast. So we're in the broadcast studio. Then it's going to ask for our webcam and our audio. So make sure you do that just like you normally would. So I just make sure my audio is good, make sure my webcam is selected. Everything is good to go. And then once that is good, then you're going to enter your broadcast room. Then you're going to add yourself to the stream. So make sure you're on there. And then here is where the trick is. So what he did is he actually clicked on share, and he clicked share screen. And as you can see, he picked one of the windows or the entire screen. And you can do that with, you can pick a window or entire screen. But how you can actually share your sound in a Chrome is you have to click this Chrome tab. So then what you do is you click the Chrome tab, you choose the Chrome tab that has the sound. Then you'll see down here, there's that option that says share tab.
Oh, righto. I think
So
that's
if you
where
want
I'm
to be
going
able
wrong.
to share sound from your Chrome browser, you need to make sure you choose this Chrome tab. So if you choose entire screen or window, unfortunately, you can't share the sound from that source. But if you click Chrome tab, and let's say you have the video playing in Chrome, so let's go ahead and share that. And there we go.
Yeah. Funny enough, when Mick shared like a joke or something he wanted me to play, it wasn't working, and I believe that's what I'd done. I didn't bring it up in the little box that comes up with Chrome or comes up with Share It. So yeah, maybe that is it. I guess as he's saying, it doesn't play it when you do it directly from your device.
Yeah, I'll just
You can now Afterpay.
damn ads. So I'm just
Yeah, that
you
doesn't
can
have sound.
hear that all right?
No,
No?
no.
You can't hear that at all.
I don't know if it's in my head, but I can hear a very faint noise. I can hear like a whistle. Is there a whistle? Is like,
Yeah.
yeah. So I'll, I'll play it. I'll play my on my phone. It might.
Yeah, no, I just oops. Okay, share screen. Yeah, share audio. Also share tab audio. So to share audio, share a tab instead. Okay. Well, maybe I might have to do it in Chrome, not Safari. But I thought, oh, okay, righto. All right. Let's just go in here. Maybe. Right. Let's put that over there. Right. So let's go. Channel. So we'll share that same video again. So now I'll go present, share screen. Yeah, okay. So you're probably going to hear it now. If I go full screen, yeah, I'm sure it's to do with Safari. So whatever I share, I'm going to have to do in tab in Chrome.
Yeah, that.
Is that better?
Yeah. What about everyone watching? Can you all hear it?
Yeah. Anyone? My two viewers in the chat. Can you hear that? So that was a lot better.
Yeah, I can
thanks,
definitely
Cody. I
hear.
appreciate it. All right. Stop sharing. Righto. Well, that's good to know. So we've sorted that problem out. All right, let's see if we can find. Uh, 4 years ago. How long you had that webcam, G?
In not even a year, like last December around,
Yeah.
or maybe even January, because I got the laptop. Might have been sort of like after Christmas sales. I got it a bit cheaper than it should be.
Mm. Because there's a few. Is it a particular one? Do you know what model it is? And you run which version of Windows you're running?
I reckon it's the C922, I believe.
Yeah, it looks like a pretty good webcam. Yeah. Mm. So, okay, shorts. So I still can't. My best performing video short is
Still going, is it?
what's that?
Is your short still getting views, is it?
Yeah. So that's 3 years ago. So it looks like this particular webcam hasn't changed much.
I don't know if it was an update that screwed it up, or I mean, as I said, it has been a while, so I might troubleshoot, and troubleshooting on the actual device doesn't come up with any results.
Mm.
But I did try what people suggested on videos. Might have another go, or
Because it definitely definitely would be good to get an up close shot of what you're doing there,
yeah, because that camera being, a better quality one, yeah, like it's just less blurry than the one that I'm using now, and yeah, I guess I could even use the one I'm using now, but then I don't know if StreamYards will let me do two devices. So
it
I
shouldn't
know,
it
I know,
shouldn't it shouldn't matter. If you go into your settings, you can choose which camera you want, like I did before.
yeah.
But if you want a second camera, then I suppose essentially you'd have to bring in a second stream.
Yeah, because when I did do it, I did come on my phone and use that camera and use the webcam.
Speaking of which, funny you should mention that. Oh, jeez. Oh my God. Oh God.
Yeah, that's basically what I did, but at the time, I did set it up so I could have it pointing down. I guess that's one reason as well. I did feel like I need an update for my phone. Supposedly, the new Samsung has a really good battery on it, so
Yeah,
maybe I could stream with it.
the only problem I'm getting now is
Feedback, is it?
yeah.
Yeah, because I have that issue as well, and
I can't actually turn the on. So I've got the mic muted on here, but the volume, as soon as I try and turn it off, it goes back to the minimum level. That's where I'm getting the feedback.
Yeah.
Of course, the further I get away.
I had some issues with that as well.
So there's my setup. Hang on.
Yeah, nice. I would show you mine, but I've got paint and stuff everywhere. My desk is a right mess at the moment.
That's the main one. And that's the secondary screen. And I don't know why it won't mute the audio. You should be able to. No.
Because if I did sort out some of the issues, because while I'm still paying for StreamYards, I could stream to the hobby YouTube page, Facebook page, and I could try my hand at Twitch as well.
Yeah.
You can have like multiple streams at once. So I could try and build a bit of an audience and just do it that way. But yeah, until, as I said, I could just do what I normally do and just paint and chat to people, and then just take pictures of my progress and share it, sort of, or whatever. But it would be more ideal sharing and showing what I'm painting in real time.
So I can do everything on the phone that I'm doing on the computer, but the downside is that I really need to either cut the audio out on one device and use it.
Yeah.
And on the phone, I can't make it go silent. Like I've got the mic off, but I'm still getting sound from the phone, and there's no way I can actually stop that.
Yeah, I had the same sort of issues when I tried to do a paint and stream and had.
I mean, this is this is a great way of, getting up close to something.
Yeah, definitely.
So you can, there's definitely a great way of. So I'll turn this around. This is, there we go. This magazine here, G, is, this is one, it's called Old Glory, and it focuses on heritage transport. It's done in the UK. There's also another one, similar sort of theme, but called Vintage Spirit. And they cover all sorts of topics, traction engines and things like that. And they also, like the trams down in Blackpool, and they go all around the world, and they cover historic vehicles of all sorts. And there's even sections here that you can buy. There's a place called Preston Services in the UK where you can buy all your spare steam parts and whole engines and boats and all that sort of stuff. So it's certainly comprehensive, and they look back in history of different vehicles, and it's certainly good reading, that's for sure. So I'm going to stop this here.